Hello my dear students, welcome back. Today I am here to discuss one new chapter and to give you a new concept. Today I will start the chapter Quadratic Equation. So first you have to know then what is quadratic equation. So first of all it is an equation, and the name quadratic came on the basis of degree. So first let me remind to you what is degree of an equation, okay, or how to find the degree of an equation, and on the basis of degree how we named an equation. Okay, so first I am going to discuss about degree of an equation. See, I am considering some examples. If we consider 2x cube plus 5x to the power 7 plus 5x to the power 7 minus 2x plus 3 equals to 0. Clearly this is an equation, and in this equation the first you have to identify the variable. Okay, so what is variable here? Here the variable is what? Here variable or unknown is x. Here variable is x. Okay, so this is the equation, this is an equation of x. Now how to find the degree of this equation? Okay, see how many terms are there? There are 4 terms. This is first term plus second term minus this third term and fourth term. Total 4 terms are there. Okay, so what is the degree or what is the power of individual terms? The power of x here 3, in the second term power of x is 7, and the third term power of x is 1. Okay, so the degree of an equation is the highest power of the variable. Degree of an equation is highest power of the variable is called degree of an equation. Is it clear? So here x is the variable, so what is the highest power? The highest power is here. See, in this term, this 7 is the highest power. So the degree of this equation is degree of this equation is 7, since highest power of the variable is 7. Okay, so this is the way how to find the degree of an equation. I am considering one more example. Suppose 3x square plus 7x minus 9x to the power 4 plus 2 equals to, suppose x to the power 9. Clearly this is an equation, and this is an equation of x. So here variable is x. Variable is x. Now highest power of the variable, in the first term the power is 2, in the second term power is 1, in the third term the power of x is 4, and in right hand side the power of x is 9. So in this equation the highest power of x is 9, this 9. So the degree of this equation will be, degree of this equation is 9. Is that clear to you? How to find the degree of an equation? So this is the process. The now question is, actually we are here to discuss about quadratic equation, and I told you that the name quadratic comes on the basis of degree. Okay, so I am considering one more example. Suppose 5x plus 3 equals to 9. Clearly this is an equation, and what is the variable here? Here variable is Here variable is obviously x, and degree means highest power of x. See, here x is only in first term, okay, and highest power is 1, so this is of degree 1. If an equation having degree 1, then this type of equation is called linear equation. What? Linear equation. So this is an linear equation. Linear equation of x. This is the linear equation of x. If degree of an equation is 1, then the equation is known as the equation named as linear equation. On the basis of degree, linear equation. Is it clear? So if we consider one more example, suppose 5x square plus 7x equals to 9. Okay, so clearly this is also an equation of x. Here variable is x, and check the highest power. In the first term the power of x is 2, in the second term power of x is 1, and there is no, this is independent of x. So here variable x and degree of this equation is, since highest power is 2, so the degree will be 2. Okay, and this type of equation on the basis of degree, if degree of an equation is 2, then we name the equation as quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. Quadratic equation of x. Okay, so we are going to discuss about quadratic equation. So we have to learn all this thing, all the information about 2-degree equation of, this is also called 2-degree equation. Okay, 2-degree equation of one variable. See, only one variable is there. This equation is nothing but a 2-degree equation of one variable. 2-degree equation of one variable. Is that clear to you? Okay, so on the basis of degree, name example. If degree of an equation is 1, then this is named as linear equation. Linear equation. What is the example? Example is 2x plus 7 equals to 9. This is linear equation. See, the degree is 1. 5x equals to 0. This is also a linear equation. Why? This is an equation, obviously, and that here variable is x and hash power is 1. Okay, so this is also linear equation. If degree 2, then named as quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. Okay, an example: x square minus 5x plus 6 equals to 0. This is one quadratic equation. 5x square equals to 3. This is also quadratic equation. Why this one is quadratic equation? Clearly this is an equation, and what is the variable in this equation? X. X is the variable. That means x is the unknown. Now check the highest power of x. Here x rated only one terms is there, so the highest power of x is 2. So this is quadratic equation, obviously. And suppose square minus 5x equals to 0. Okay, so this is also a quadratic equation. This is also a quadratic equation. 6x square minus 5x. Why? Clearly this is an equation of x and highest power is 2. So this is also quadratic equation. And today we are going to discuss about quadratic equation. Okay, so first write down the definition of quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. An equation of one variable of degree 2 is known as quadratic equation. Okay, one example. Five x square plus 2x minus 7 equals to 0 is a quadratic equation. Okay. Second example. X square minus 5x equals to 0. This is also a quadratic equation. Third example. X square equals to 7. See, this is an equation. Clearly the variable is x and highest power is 2. So clearly this is also a quadratic equation. Okay. Next, general form or standard form of a quadratic equation. Okay. Already you get the idea when does an equation is called quadratic equation. Now you have to know the standard form or general form of quadratic equation. General form or standard form of quadratic equation. Okay. General form, I am writing the general form of a quadratic equation constant. Okay. The general form of a quadratic equation of x is x square plus bx plus c equals to 0, where a, that means coefficient of x square, must be non-zero, that means not equals to 0, and a, b, c are constant. What is constant? Constant means independent of x. Okay, independent of x means a, b, c will get a real value. Suppose a is 2, b is 5, c is 7, and c can be 0, b can be 0, but a always not equals to 0. Except 0, a can take any value. Okay, the reason is there that why we have not considered a as 0. There is a problem, I will discuss it later. Very important part. Okay, this is the very important restriction, that a must be not equals to 0. If you not mention this term that a not equals to 0, then the entire part will be wrong. Okay, a not equals to 0 is very important, that the coefficient of x square is 0. Okay, this is called coefficient of x, you know, and this is b is called coefficient of x, and c is independent of x. Why? There is no term. Okay, c is a number only. Okay, now question arises that why we considered here a not equals to 0. What happened if we consider a equals to 0? I am discussing this thing. If we consider the coefficient of highest power as 0, then how does it affect to find out the degree of an equation? Okay, so I am considering some example, then you will get the clear concept that why we considered here a not equals to 0. Suppose I am giving you an example that 2x square plus 5x plus 7 equals to 0. and I am asking you that what is the degree of this equation. Degree of this equation, you will give the answer, sir, here variable is x and highest power is 2, so this is a 2-degree equation. Okay, now we can add more terms. This equation also can be written as, we can write this again into the form this. Suppose 0 into x to the power 4 plus 2x square plus 5x plus 7 equals to 0. Is there any difference between this one and this one? No. 0 into x to the power 4, this is 0 itself, so this term vanishes. So this equation and this equation basically same equation. So now in this equation, if you try to find out the degree of the equation, then what you will get, the degree is, you can see the highest power of x is 4. Here highest power of x is 4. Highest power 4. Again we can write this equation again into this form, that 0 into x to the power 10 plus 2x square plus 5x plus 7 equals to 0. Now you can see that highest power of x is, see, 0 into x to the power 10 means 0 itself, and this equation and this is basically same thing. So in this case you get highest power highest power in this equation is 10. Highest power is 10. Okay. Again we can write in another way, that 0 x to the power 100 plus 0 into x to the power 5 plus 2x square plus 5x plus 7 equals to 0. Then is there any difference between this one and this one? No. 0 into x to the power 100 is 0 plus 0 into x to the power 5 0. So these two terms, no value of these two terms. So basically 2x, this equation and this equation same. But to find out the degree of this equation, okay, according to the definition, a highest power is called degree. So here highest power is highest power is 100. So for the first one, highest power is 4, second one highest power is 10, and third one highest power is 100. Basically here highest power highest power 2. So basically we have considered here as only one equation, okay, but if we look into the highest power, then we get different highest power. See, for the first one highest power 2, for the second one highest power 4, 10, 100. So which one will be the degree? They are confused. That's why we have to consider the highest power only when the coefficient is not equal to 0. See here highest power coefficient is 0. So we will not consider this part. Actually this part again itself 0. You will not get this type of term in an equation. You will not get this type of term. Why they will give these two terms? Unnecessary, waste the time, waste the page, waste the ink also. Okay. Why they will write these two terms? No. That is why the coefficient of x square must be not equals to 0. This can be 0. Coefficient of x can be 0, but coefficient of x square can't be 0. Is it clear to you? that why we have considered there a not equals to 0, that means coefficient of x square must be not equals to 0. Clear? If we not consider coefficient of highest power not equals to 0, then you are unable to identify uniquely the highest power of that equation. See, this is the example. Just only for that mistake, you are unable to find out the degree of this equation. You will be confused. Then, sir, which one will consider as degree? So the actual correct answer is this. Here the highest power is 2 and the coefficient is 2 also here. So coefficient is non-zero. So this is 2-degree equation. Okay, but we have not considered and we will not consider also all these things. Okay, hope you understand that why we have considered here a not equals to 0. Otherwise, if a equals to 0, then the first term will be vanishes. Okay, and the equation converted to linear equation. This is one more explanation. And ultimately, we get the general form of quadratic equation or normal form is ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. And where a not equals to, this is very important. If a not equals to 0, then we conclude that this is quadratic equation. Since a not equals to 0, a can't be 0 here, then you sure about the degree of this equation. Whatever b can 0, c can 0, it does not affect on the degree. Check by some example. Suppose 2x square plus 0 into x plus 3 equals to 0. If we compare with this, then a means 2 here, b means here 0 and c means 3. So if you try to identify the degree of this equation, then what is the variable here? X, and the highest power is 2. Okay, highest power is 2. Actually 0 into x, this equation is nothing but 2x square plus 3. In your book you will get the equation into this form. They will not write 0 into x. Understood? They will give only 2x square plus 3 equals to 0. And you have to find out the degree of this equation. And degree is obviously 2. We have converted this equation into the standard form. This is the standard form. This is the standard form. Standard form. So is it clear that here b can 0, c can also 0. Check. Suppose I am giving you 5x square equals to 0. Then what about the degree of this equation? Here variable is x and highest power of x is 2. So obviously this is a quadratic equation. This is the quadratic equation clearly. If you try to convert it into the standard form, then you have to convert in this way. That implies that 5x square plus 0 into x plus 0 into plus 0, it is enough, equals to 0. So this is ax square plus bx plus c. This is ax square plus bx plus this is ax square plus bx plus c. So what is the value of ABC here? A 5, B 0, C 0. So B can 0 and C can 0. But you have to keep in your mind that A must be not equals to 0. Is it clear? This is the concept. Okay. Now we have to solve a quadratic equation. Okay, how to solve a quadratic equation? This is the main question. Okay, in this chapter, the first chapter, solve a quadratic equation. Suppose I am considering a quadratic equation x square minus 5x plus 6 equals to 0. Clearly this is a quadratic equation. So we have to solve it. We can solve this quadratic equation by we can solve a quadratic equation by using two ways. One way is by factorization and another one is by using formula. So by factorization is your first chapter of quadratic equation. This is first chapter based on the factorization, and this is your second chapter. So I will discuss this part by using formula. I will discuss later. First we will discuss about by factorization, how to solve a quadratic equation by factorization. Okay. Factorization means we have to take the help of factorization. So the factorization chapter, this you have learned it in class 9. Just to remind to you, I am discussing again that in class 9 there was some question into this form: factorize x square minus 5x plus 6, and you have factorize it into this way, that x square minus 5x plus 6 by using middle term process. Okay, middle term means you have to match that middle term by the factor of two extremities. Okay, by the factors of two extremities. So here two extremities are, this is 1 and this is 6, so ultimately 6. So by 6 can be break into the form 6 into 1. 6 also can be written as 3 into 2. Since their last term is plus, so you have to match the middle term by adding these two factors, and we have to break always this into two factors. Okay, so here in the place of 5, easily if we write 3 plus 2, understood? X square minus 3x minus 2x plus 6. Here just multiply, distributive property. 3x minus is there, so plus minus 2x plus 6. After that take common x, then it will be x minus 3. If you take common 2 here, then it will be again x minus 3. Implies that there are two terms. This is one term, this is one term, and in between these two take common x minus 3. Then the first term, the rest term is x and minus is there, and this is 2. So this is the complete the factorization. Is it clear? Now how can we use this concept to solve this equation? See what is the difference here. In this equation we have given that x square minus 5x plus 6 equals to 0. So if we solve it by using factorization, then there will be 0. If we try to match with this, then this is also 0, this is also 0, 0, 0, and last line again 0. So now we have to make the conclusion. Okay. So lastly we have got O. Now we have to use here implies that. Okay. This. So last line we have that x minus 3 into x minus 2 equals to 0. Okay, here the product of two numbers is 0. So we can conclude that either first one 0 or second one 0. Okay, just try to remind that a into b will be 0. You can conclude from here that at least one of a and b must be 0. Then it is possible. If we consider any two non-zero term a and b, non-zero term, that means a is a non-zero number, b is a non-zero number, then it is impossible after product you will get 0. It is impossible. Since a and b after product we have got here 0, so we conclude that at least one of a and b 0. So we don't know exactly which one will be 0. So we can have to break into two cases. So now either x minus 3 equals to 0 or x minus 2 equals to 0. So from this line we get x equals to 3, and from this x equals to 2. Okay, so we have, now we get the value x equals to 3 and x equals to 2. So x equals to 3 and x equals to 2, these two values are the solution of this quadratic equation. Is it clear? So just this is the concept how to solve a quadratic equation by using factorization. Okay, so these are the solution. So x equals to 3 and x equals to 2. So x equals to 3 and x equals to 2, these two values are called root of this quadratic equation. What? Root of this quadratic equation. Here, write down. Here, 3 and 2 are called root of quadratic equation. Okay, root of quadratic equation. So one more important result, that if a equation is of degree 3, then you will get 3 solutions. 3 solutions. Here we get 2 solutions. One is 3 and another one is 2. We get 2 value of x for which this will be satisfied. Okay, so a 3-degree equation having 3 roots, a 2-degree equation having 2 roots, a 1-degree equation having 1 roots, and a 10-degree equation having 10 roots, a 100-degree equation having 100 roots. So number degree and number of solution is same. Number of solution means number of value of x, number of roots same. Understood? Okay, it may or may not be equal and may or may not be distinct also. Here we get 2 value of x which are distinct. See, the first one is 3 and second one is 2. They are distinct number. So it can be happened also that you will get to same number. That means same value. For that case, we can say the quadratic equation having equal root. Okay. Let me consider one example, then we will get clear concept. Note down this part. Pause this video and note down. Okay, I am solving the second one. So definition, root of a quadratic equation. Just note down this part. Root of quadratic equation. What if alpha and beta, it's the arbitrary number, are solution of a quadratic equation, then alpha and beta known as root. Understood? It may or may not be distinct. It may or may not be distinct. In the previous example, 2 roots are 3 and 2, which are distinct. But I am considering now an example for which you will get the roots which are equal. Okay. Let's see. Suppose I am considering here this equation. First is this part. Solve. X square minus 4x plus 4 equals to 0. Solve this quadratic equation. If we try to solve this by using factorization or middle term process, if we try to solve it by using middle term process, then you will get the idea, obviously. But see one thing, this is nothing but or x minus 2 whole square. See, x minus 2 whole square. See, x square, that means a minus b whole square, a square minus 2ab plus b square, this one. So this equals to 0. So what is the x minus 2 whole square? What is the meaning of this? X minus 2 whole square means x minus 2 into x minus 2 equals to 0. So now if you consider, then either x minus 2 equals to 0 means x equals to 2, and for the second one x minus 2 equals to 0 means again x equals to 2. So no need to do this part. Okay, just for clarification I have done it. So this is a quadratic equation clearly, and in this case we get two roots. One root is 2 and another root is also 2. In this case both the roots are equal. Okay, next, this is the main concept. Actually the first chapter of this quadratic equation is very easy. You have to solve each and every problem by using factorization. Okay, so few standard problems are there. I will solve all those problems and solve x square minus 5x equals to 0. Clearly this is a quadratic equation. Now we have to solve it by using factorization. So I know so many students will solve this problem in this way, that x square minus 5x equals to 0 implies that x square equals to 5x. Now x cancel out here both sides, and they will consider x equals to 5. Since both sides x, so x they will cancel one times and they will get x equals to 5. But this is totally a wrong process. Okay, why? This is a quadratic equation. You will get two values, but if you solve into this way, then you will get only one solution. Since this is a 2-degree equation, so you have to you will get two value of x. So how to solve this equation? You have to solve this way. This is the right way. That you have to factorize the left hand side. So how to factorize? Factorize means you have to express it into the product form. Okay, so take common x here. If you take common x, then it will be x minus 5 equals to 0. Now either way. Here this is the two factor. This is one factor and this is second factor. So either x equals to 0 or x minus 5 equals to 0. So x minus 5 equals to 0 gives x equals to 5. So now we get two solutions. One is x equals to 0 and another one is x equals to 5. See, these are the solution of quadratic equation. So let me clear again that solution means by using this value, if you put this value in the main equation, then main equation must be satisfied. Put here, you can check, if you put x equals to 0, then this term 0 minus 5 into 0, that means 0. Right hand side also 0. X equals to 5. If you put here x equals to 5, then this is 5 square means 25 minus 5 into x5, 25. So 25 minus 25 again 0. It's clear? Minus 5x minus 12 equals to 0. We have to solve it. So again we will solve this by factorization method. Okay. So solution: 3x square minus 5x minus 12 equals to 0. So we have to factorize it. That means middle term factor. So to middle term factor, we have to consider this 3 and this 12 extremities. So the factor of 3 is only 3. 3 into 1. Okay, and 12, 3 into 2 into 2. So total factor this 3, 3, 2, 2. So by using, we have to convert this into two factors and we have to match 5. You can solve in another way also. If you multiply the extremities, then you will get 3 into 12, 36. Now check the sign, that you have to add the middle term. You have to match the middle term which is 5 by addition or by subtraction. That decided, and that depends on the sign of last term. The sign of last term is here negative, so you have to break this 36 into 2 factors, and by subtraction you have to match this 5. Okay, so 36 can be written as 6 into 6, 4 into 9, 2 into 18, one more way is there, 3 into 12, this. Okay, then by subtract of these two factors you have to match 5. So which one is suitable? 9 into 4. See, if you subtract 9 minus 4, then you will get 5. So you have to replace this 5 by 9 minus 4. So now implies that 3x square, in the place of 5 we will write 9 minus 4 into x minus 12 equals to 0. Now calculation, 3x square minus, this is 9x, and minus minus plus, if you product it, and it will be plus 4x minus 12 equals to 0. Implies that, now take common 3x from first two terms, then it is x minus 3, and from second two terms 4 common, then it will be x minus 3 equals to 0. Now there are two terms, this is first term plus this is second term. From these two terms x minus 3 will come as common, then this term is here 3x, and plus is there, and rest term is 4 equals to 0. Now either or, after this line, either x minus 3 equals to 0, or 3x plus 4 equals to 0. Same process. So from the first one gives x equals to 3, and second one gives 3x equals to 4, 3x equals to minus 4, implies that x equals to minus 4 by 3. So now we have two solutions, one answer is 3 and another one is minus 4 by 3. Hence solution are 3 comma minus 4 by 3. This complete the solution. This is a very simple problem, okay, and very easy problem also, okay. Okay, this complete the class for today. I will take one more class to discuss various type of problem on this chapter, okay.
Please subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that you get the notification of all updates.